What's up, guys? This is CJ from CJ's Keto Kitchen. It's Wednesday, and that means it's time for another Keto Conversations. So let's get this started. So this week, this is a solo act. Sarah and I are apart this week just because of some family issues or commitments that I have related to my daughter. I have my daughter all week, and so that means I have to take her to school every day, pick her up, take her to school, and she lives probably about 20 miles from me, and so we're making that commute every day, and it makes it a little difficult for Sarah and I to see each other when these situations come up. But it's just life, and it's no big deal. I love being with my kid and love being around her. So anyway, that's enough about me. I'll kind of tell you what's been going on in my life. I've been watching a lot of YouTube lately. Spent a lot of time on Saturday just kind of catching up on videos that I had kind of put in my watch later playlist. And one theme that I heard, I guess kind of over and over again, is how people have been struggling lately with keto, and not so much staying keto, but maybe, they're feeling like their macros are off, they're just overeating with things, and they just don't feel like they're on their game as far as keto goes. And you know what? Hey, I get that. I understand that feeling. I know the last week and the week before that was kind of a struggle for me personally on keto. Felt like I didn't go off keto, didn't eat any food, foods that weren't within my, macros, but I know my eating was off. One of my foods that I have to really be careful about is nuts, macadamia nuts, pecans especially. And, I just know that for the last 2 weeks, I've been kind of off. A lot of that, I think, personally had to do with just lack of sleep. I had a weekend where, we were editing videos, and we were actually, we had a pretty long video, and that was for the couple of the Greek dishes. If you haven't checked those out, they're on our channel. If you like Greek food, they are really good dishes. But anyway, they were pretty long videos, so I decided to split the videos, and of course that required more editing, and ended up spending, staying up till like 4:30 in the morning one Sunday morning, and that threw me off for days. I already don't sleep that well anyway, a lot of nights, and that did not help. And so what I notice is that when I'm off as far as my sleep, if I'm tired, then it feels like it throws other areas off in my life. I'm hungrier, I'm snackier, I snack more, and just kind of get off track when I'm really tired. So this week has been all about catching up on my sleep, if you can even do that, but making sure that I get enough sleep, and kind of getting back on track as far as watching my macros. One of the things, speaking of macros, I just watched a video from Keto Home from that channel. He was talking about tracking macros versus not tracking, and how he had been kind of working with some people, and kind of saw that people who tracked initially on keto, who tracked their food, tracked their macros, had some really good results. But he also had data that showed that people who were kind of eating intuitively and listening to their body, kind of following some of the practices that Dr. Westman talked about, One of the things he talks about that I still struggle with implementing is eating when I'm hungry versus eating when I think it's time to eat. I'll say that again. Are you eating when you're hungry, when your body is actually telling you that you're hungry, or do you still eat out of habit? I find that I still eat out of habit a lot. At work, I go to lunch most of the time around 11:30, and sometimes, to be honest with you, I'm not hungry, but I eat because it's lunchtime, and so that's a ongoing struggle for me. That's something to think about. I'm gonna actually put a link in the description to some of Dr. Westman's material. He's got videos on YouTube. I'm not sure if he's got a channel, but I've watched some of his videos. I'm going to put a link to that. And that is something that, again, I've been off for the last 2 weeks on keto, as far as just kind of feeling like I'm eating certain types of foods. And, that's all right. Keto is very, very forgiving. And, what I always do is I try to keep things in perspective. I'm always saying this in comments that I make online. Long-term thinking. Your keto diet, you should, in fact, drop the word diet. The keto lifestyle is about long-term thinking and long-term health benefits. The weight loss really is a benefit, a side benefit. Oh, it's funny. I'm looking in the back of my car, and there's a bottle of sugar-free syrup in the background. Anyway, my kid sits back there. When I'm taking her to school, she's eating and watching YouTube and got her iPad going. And so this is kind of a mobile kitchen as well as our vehicle as well. So anyway, back to what I was talking about. So, long-term thinking is what keto, in my mind, is all about. And so even when you have those times when you feel off, when you've overeaten on even keto foods, don't beat yourself up. Don't feel like you got to quit. I saw a Pinterest pin the other day, and I'm going to see if I can find it and maybe insert it into this video, where it said something to the effect, it's okay to get tired, but learn how to rest instead of quitting. In the past, that's what we've done. We've quit. We start a diet, we start something, and we get tired, and then we quit instead of just resting. And so that's something that when I saw that, it spoke to me. I will say this about keto, and Sarah and I talk about this all the time. We have been more successful and able to stick with keto better than any other weight loss effort that we have ever had. And I actually heard Matt over at Keto Connect kind of mention something similar. Keto has been, once you kind of get into the groove and understand how it works and understand what you can eat, it's easy to do. It's not that big of a deal. I think people are hesitant about doing keto because they don't understand it. I work with people who have seen me lose 70 plus pounds, but they don't understand, and I haven't done a good job of explaining how they can do keto realistically in their lives. And so that's something that I'm really working on. In fact, you may see some things come out on our channel where we kind of go back to some basic tenets of keto and how to do keto and live keto. And when we start producing that stuff, I'm going to want your feedback. I want to want your feedback because I'm going to be, one of the questions I'm going to ask is what we're presenting simple enough for anybody to understand? And if it's not, I need to know what we're saying that's confusing or that people might have questions about. I'll say something else. That just brought up another thought. If you watch and read about keto, if you watch a lot of keto YouTube, you'll find, if you really are honest, you'll find that there's a lot of different people doing keto in different ways. The basic tenets of keto, low carb, 20 grams of carbs per day or less is pretty standard. Difference, however, might be that some people may do a little higher protein, and they may do a little less fat if they do higher protein. Those are kind of variations of keto, and I don't think that any of them are right necessarily or wrong. And the reason I say that might sound like I'm kind of walking on the fence, is because everybody's body and how our bodies and your body reacts to keto and what you're doing is different. And what you should understand about the keto journey is that as you go along, you're going to make adjustments. You're going to need to make adjustments. And that's not only with keto, but that's as you go along with any kind of big goal or thing that you're trying to achieve. You might have a plan when you start, but as you go along in your journey, you're going to need to make adjustments. In fact, that's how our brain works. When we're a child, your child tries to learn how to do stuff. In fact, I was watching, I'm not sure which this child would have been in relation to Sarah. She might have been like a great cousin, or I don't know what she would have been. But anyway, she was a baby, and I was watching this little girl kind of roll around on the floor, and I realized that what she was doing is, as she's rolling, she's learning. So there was an instance where she rolled on the floor. So she doesn't crawl, she doesn't walk yet, but she's rolling, and that's how she moves around and explores. And so there was one time when she rolled, and she hit her head on, I think it was like the leg of a chair. She did not cry. But she rolled back over, and I noticed that she kept rolling again. And when she got back to that same spot the next time, she didn't hit her head anymore. She kept her head up, and then she moved on, kind of positioned herself to move on to another part of an area that she wanted to explore. So anything you do, our brains are like that. When we are trying to get to a certain point, our brains will say, okay, here's a path to that. But as you go along, your brain is constantly adjusting as situations change, and to get you to that point over here. And so that's the way it is with keto. You may go along and things are fine, and then you stall maybe, or you run into some problems. It's okay to make adjustments. But you don't have to throw out the whole plan. It's okay, however, to make adjustments and to know that is just part of the keto journey. In closing, I want to say this. It's the middle of March. This year has flown by, and a lot of you guys started keto either at the end of December of last year or the first of the year. And if you're still doing keto, whether you're doing keto perfectly, whether you're doing keto half-assed, or whether you're strong on keto, the thing that I want to say to you is you should pat yourself on the back. Because if you're still at it, and you started in January or late December of last year, and you're still doing keto, you should be proud of yourself. You should be proud of the results you have. Although things may not be going as fast as you want them to go, if you lost any weight, that's weight that you lost and that you didn't have at the beginning of the year. So pat yourself on the back. Long-term thinking. I can't say that enough. Don't worry about what the scale says every week. Just take it with a grain of salt and keep working the plan. Work the plan. Do the things that you're supposed to do, because I know one thing: keto works. And all you got to do is stick with it, and you will have success. Hey, thanks for watching CJ's Keto Kitchen. If you're new to this channel, we drop new recipes every Sunday. We do this segment called Keto Conversations every Wednesday. And this segment is all about just talking about issues related to keto. If we can help motivate somebody along the way, that's fine. If we can help give you a piece of information, that's part of it as well. But we appreciate you being here. I'm CJ. My partner is Sarah. She's not with me today, but we thank you for watching CJ's Keto Kitchen. Peace.